Throughout the course of my life, I've lived in multiple cities, I've broken into new industries, I've made friends and forged networks whenever I had a life change. How did I do it? Well, in my last episode, I talked about this one simple trick around dinner parties that helped me break into any new network and make new friends. Whether it was moving to California, going back to New York, living in London for a quarter, all of it, I use dinner parties to forge new friends. Now, in this episode, I want to talk about the thing that's top of mind whenever I say dinner parties. Everyone gets scared about, all right, I invite these people. Will they show up? What do we do? How do I make it fun? In this episode, I talk about this game that I invented, truth or bullshit, that makes every dinner party totally fun. Intro. What's up, everybody? This is TK, and you are watching another Unstoppable Sunday. Unstoppable Sunday is all about becoming more proactive in our lives. So we sit down, set aside 30 minutes, and we ask ourselves, number one, where am I? And number two, what do I do next? In today's Unstoppable Sunday episode, I'm doing a follow-on to something I talked about in my last episode. My last episode, I talked about how in every new city that I've gone into, every new industry that I entered, every time I started a new business, I needed to forge and make new friends in new networks, and I was just thrown into brand new situations. And so I got really good at throwing dinner parties, which was my secret hack, and meeting lots of new people and forging new relationships. If you wanna learn more about that, check out the episode prior. But dinner parties are kind of daunting and kind of scary. They are very effective in making new friends in any new industry, any new city, or even in college if you're just getting in there. But what do you do once people show up to a dinner party? How do you end up being that guy that throws the really boring dinner parties? So if you like these videos and find them useful, please hit the like button. We do these every Sunday, so hit the subscribe button while you're at it too. I kind of tried going into dinner parties just by winging it. I would just show up. I'm a pretty outgoing guy, so I can get out there and talk to people and help them connect, bring up conversations. They worked okay. Not great, but okay. And then I started to say, you know what? I need to get more proactive about this. If I'm gonna really own these dinner parties, I need a better plan and a better system. And that's when I got to inventing this game for every dinner party I ever hosted. It's pretty straightforward. What you do is you get these kind of cards, and I got these printed. It's called the truth or bullshit game. So on this side it says truth, and then on this side it says bullshit. The way it works is every single person gets one of these, and you, the person hosting the party that kind of knows most of the people that are there, is the moderator. You wait till they're in about 2 drinks, maybe 3, just so like everyone's kind of feeling good. You've set the intention, I talked about this in the last episode, on why they're there, and you're forging to make new friends. And then you start moderating this truth or bullshit game. You say, every one of you has a card in front of you, and you can flip it any way you want, either truth or bullshit. And based on the common value that you have on the table, the common value could be anything. They could be in the same industry, they could live in the same city, they could be the same political leaning, maybe, although like that's kind of scary, I wouldn't go into that. Anything that is, find a common thread and then start to ask questions about it. So I did these dinners, I invented this game when I was running my company, ToutApp, and we would do tons of customer dinners, would be VPs of sales. They were all in sales, they were all sales leaders, they were all worried about leadership and how to break into brand new deals and how to close deals. And so I knew that was my common thread. So I would start off with some easy questions like cold calling is dead, which is you pick up the phone and you randomly dial a number for a person that might buy and say, hey, I'm calling from XYZ company, do you wanna buy? So I would start with that, and everyone like had an opinion right away, so they would say either bullshit or truth, and almost always half the table would say truth, half the table would say bullshit, and that's where the fun happens, because as the moderator, you say, okay, John over there, you said truth, Bill said bullshit, why truth? Like, let's go. And then I would get Bill to talk about like why he disagrees. And that got people talking about their values instead of just the small talk or the chit chat or stupid stories that no one cares about. And as a moderator, it's kind of up to you to figure out like, all right, do I let this run for like 10 minutes and let them keep debating? Can they branch off into different conversations? Or do I constantly bring it back and ask the next question? And the next question, and I start to go towards stuff that's a little bit more controversial, a little bit more pushy, so that people can start to get even more comfortable with each other and get into a debate. This simple trick of giving everyone a card, and by the way, these are my fancy cards. The first dinner that I did, I honestly took an index card like this. You know, I love my index cards. Folded it in half, made a 10 card out of that and said truth or bullshit, and it just wrote it down with a marker. You don't need to do it in a fancy way. It's like a super easy way to get started. It's an amazing way to get people talking about real things and help them feel connected. And best of all, you're going in with a plan. You're being proactive about your dinners. And people will never, ever just sit there and do chit chat and kind of like hate each other and then move on and say, well, that was fine. People will actually have an incredibly memorable dinner. Comment below, tell me, what do you think about dinner parties? Are they helpful? Do you have your own trick for dinner parties? Have you tried the truth or bullshit game? Like, try it out, let me know what you think. And most importantly, I do these episodes so we can teach people to be more proactive in their lives. So if you're interested in that, check out our other episodes, but also check out the link below. We have this whole guide on how to create a proactive strategy for your life. Now remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life, but yours needs to be unstoppable. I'll see you next Sunday.